Okay, so let us continue with our discussion. Okay. Okay, so let us continue. Number number 33. Why is it important to consider proper location and site in growing crops? So A, it tells the soil characteristic needed in choosing the site. B, it dictates the cost of population, operation, harvesting, and transport. C, it determines the kind of crop to produce which suit the seasons. Or letter D, it only determines accessibility of materials needed in the production. So for this one, let's analyze each item. So the correct answer here must be letter B. It is not letter D. Nagkamali na ano. So the correct answer here is letter B. Okay? So, uh, yung una, ay yung, sige, unahin natin yung naka-underline, which is hindi yan yung answer ha. Letter B ang answer for this one. So it not only determines the accessibility of materials needed in the production. So, kaya importante ang pagpili ng tamang lokasyon at saka lugar kung saan kayo magtatanim kasi it dictates all of these four factors. Cost of population, operation, harvesting, at saka transport. So, those are some of the things na mas dadali or mas mapagpaplanuhan nyo kapag meron kayong kinonsider na tamang lokasyon tsaka site. Okay, so letter A, yung sabi doon, it tells the soil characteristics. So when you consider proper location and site, it is not only the soil characteristics. Hindi lang yung soil characteristics yung kailangan in choosing the site. So hindi lang yun. Because ang more na process that can help in doing that is kapag sa soil analysis na. Sabi, it tells the soil characteristics, which means tinest mo na yung soil. So that is not that scope of proper location and site. So, nasa part yan ng fertility, ng soil analysis, ganon. So, kapag siguro, ang question dyan is, why is it important to consider the soil fertility in growing crops? So that could be the answer in letter A. And of course, yung letter C, it determines the kind of crop to produce which suit the seasons. So, in growing crops, it is also important to look at the seasons. Pero here in the Philippines kasi, of course, we all know that we only have two seasons. So if this context is nasa Philippines, hindi siya parang sa US na as in uh, marami, ganyan. So, kailangan, yes, kailangan alam mo yung uh, type of crop na itatanim mo in a specific place, in a specific location. Pero most of the time, these are already predetermined sa planning stage pa lang. So, parang ano bang klaseng farm yung gusto mong itayo? 'Di ba? So, kapag sinabi mo, for example, mango farm, of course, you will not put a mango farm at the center of the city, 'di ba? So, it goes beyond na sa considering proper location and site. So letter C is more on the planning aspect pa. Whereas kasi we are looking for the best answer if we say that it dictates the cost of population, operation, harvesting and transport, we are looking at the different running processes na when it comes to farm. For example, cost of population. Cost of population, gaano kaluwang yung site, tapos gaano karami ang kailangan na plants. Bibili ba ng mga specific na plants? Yung sa operation expenses naman. Kapag sinabing operation expenses, kailangan mo bang magpalagay ng bakod? Siyempre sa process na 'yon, magbabayad ka ng ah mga laborers. Even sa operation, kasama rin dyan yung kuryente. Kailangan ba ng kuryente? Kailangan ba ng dorm? Kailangan ba ng ng mga, anong tawag dito, specific rooms for your farmers. Ayan. Harvesting, of course, cost ng harvesting o kaya hindi lang actually yung cost, even yung harvesting itself. Kapag pumipili ka ng proper location at saka site, kailangan nandun na, meron na bang, ang tawag dito, magre-receive agad ng harvest or kailangan pa siyang i-transport to other places. Ayun. So, doon din papasok yung sa transportation. Masyado bang malayo or malapit lang yung place na yon sa market place or sa isang area kung saan maraming consumers. Ayan. So, if we are looking for the best answer, and of course, we are looking for the best answer pala. So, the best answer for this one is letter B. Ayan. So, if you think, sa mga entrance exams, licensure exams, if you have a variety of choices that you think are all right or are all good, choose the best one. And it is up to you kung how will you choose it. And in this case, letter B uh, has given us kung ano man yung nandun from start to finish. From start, cost of population, ayun pa yung mga operations yan kapag nagtatayo pa lang ng isang farm. Hanggang sa transportation na. Transportation is kapag naka-harvest na and everything, tas ilalagay mo na sa market, ganyan. So those are mas malawak yung sakop kumbaga ng letter B. Alright? Let's go to number 34. So for number 34, which refers to the total number of fish stocked at a given area at a given time. A, fish crop. B, standing crop. C, biomass. Or letter D, fish supply. So this is another technical term that you need to be familiar with in fisheries. The correct answer is letter B, which is standing crop. Okay. Number 35. Which method of planting is done by making use of a square method with an additional plant in the center? So, square method with an additional plant in the center. A, contour method. B, the diagonal method. C, quincunx method. Or letter D, circular method. So, square method with additional plant in the center. The answer is quincunx method. So, if I will draw that, ganito yung magiging itsura niya. Let's say, for example, one dot equates to one plant. So this will be one plant or one tree. So that will be one tree. Ito, isang puno rin yan. Ito rin. Then, ito. So this is a square layout. Tapos, kapag sinabing quincunx, you will put another tree or another plant at the center. We use the quincunx method to maximize yung space at saka yung soil resources ng mga halaman. And of course, meron dito mga predetermined na mga spaces based on the physiological characteristics or the growth habit din ng inyong mga halaman. For example, kapag puno, most of the time, we will use 1.5 meters or 2 meters apart. But of course, if you will plant smaller plants, like for example, leguminous crops, mung bean, you can use a distance that is lesser than 2 meters. Of course, pwedeng 1 foot lang, ganyan. And even another layout. So when we say, ayan, other layout. So those are some of the factors that are being considered when we are layouting our plants or trees in an orchard or in a garden. Next, number 36. To avoid snail infestation, farmers can pick snails and feed them to blank in the field. So which of the following here are able to be fed with with snails? A, fish. B, ducks. C, rats. Or letter D, chickens. So ang may abilidad lang dyan na kumain ng snails ay ducks. So you can also look at this in the perspective of their mouths, yung mga digestive organs nila. Ayan, yung entry ng food, kasya ba yung snail sa kanilang mouth? Ayan, so sa fish, obviously not. Rats and even chickens not. So ducks are the only organism there in the choices na kasya yung snails sa kanyang beak or sa kanyang bill. Okay? Next, number 37. Which caterpillar roll a leaf into a tube and feed within the tied leaves? A. Leaf miner. B. Leaf folders. C. Leaf destroyers. Or letter D. Leaf hoppers. So roll, that is your keyword. So roll a leaf. Leaf will be folded. So the answer here is leaf folders. Okay. Number 38, how do we control scale insects on plant leaves? All are ways except one. So A, pick off infected leaves and burn them. B, clean off insects from leaves with a cotton ball or soaked in alcohol. C, spray leaves with water and alcohol. Or letter D, apply water with salt on infected insects. So the common way to control scale insects is using alcohol. So that is something that you need to remember. Na pag scale insects, one of the most efficient way to deal with them is to use alcohol. So you can do that by uh, using a cotton ball soaked in alcohol, and also spray leaves with water and alcohol. So those are alcohol is a good agent to be used against scale insects. Yung sa pick off infected leaves and burn them, that is one of the pinakahuli na pwedeng gawin ng isang tao kapag sobrang dami na talagang scale insects. For example, sobrang almost 75% of the leaves ay meron ng scale insects. So doon, that is a sign na pwede nang tanggalin yung leaves na yun tapos sunugin na lang sila. Yan. So this is actually a last resort when it comes to dealing with scale insects. And of course, that is a good one kasi talaga alam mo madidestroy na tong mga to at hindi na sila kakalat. Next is number 39. How fish stress is how can we how ba't ang pangit na? How can we avoid fish stress? A. Stocking more healthy fish. B. Feeding the fish more often. C. Maintaining water quality parameter. Or letter D. Keeping a high temperature. Okay, so for this one, we can say na, again, we can look at the different verbs. And of course, yung context. Una, kailangan nasan ba ang mga fish? Kailangan alam natin kung nasan ba ang mga fish. Kasi ayun yung habitat nila, kumbaga, 'di ba? So, una, yung sa letter A, stocking more healthy fish. Okay, so kapag nag-stock ka ba ng mas maraming healthy na fish, ma-avoid na yung fish stress, 'di ba? So, that's one question that you need to ask yourself. The counter side of that is that ang mangyayari, kapag naglagay ka pa ng mas maraming fishes, mas may stress pa sila kasi mas marami silang population, di ba? So, this could lead to competition and also, of course, stress. Feeding the fish more often. When we put feeds to the pond or ayun, to your fish culture every now and then, ang isa sa mga downfalls nun is magiging turbid, magiging malabo yung iyong water. So, kapag ganun, mahirap nang makita yung fish mo. Mahirap na i-control. Hindi mo alam, baka mamaya meron na palang sakit doon o kaya ah marami na palang mga patay na fishes sa baba. Yung mga ganun na bagay. So, feeding the fish more often will not help them avoid yung fish stress. Baka mas lalo pa silang anong tawag dito? Magka-stress at that time. Yeah. And of course, keeping a high temperature. Of course, the fishes do not want high temperature. Even us humans, di ba? We do not want high temperature. Kapag high temperature, mas mataas, mas mainit. So, that is not an advisable tip to avoid fish stress. Or that is not even an advisable tip in general. So C, maintaining water quality parameter. So, ayun yung sabi ko kanina when I started answering this or explaining this, kailangan nating alamin kung nasan yung habitat nila. Because with a good environment, the fishes could be or they will be more healthy. They would be less stressed. 'Di ba? Kasi kung okay yung water quality parameters, some of these are dissolved oxygen, pH, temperature of the water, then the fish would not be stressed because ang karaniwan naman nilang reason ng stress is either yung heat, ayun nga yung heat kasi for example, marami ng organism or marami kang inilagay na fish sa isang maliit lang na timba or what. So that could all that could also result to fish stress. Actually, nung nag-aano ako when I am conducting my thesis on this one, ang dami ko napapansin na mga or nagugulat na lang ako may mga isdang tumatalon. Tapos mamaya patay na sila na nasa gilid. Yung mga ganon. So, it is just a symptom na they are not comfortable at that time. So, stress sila. Ganun. So, kaya tumatalon sila sa container nila. Ayun. Okay? Number 40. Which pest is caused by fungi that attack the basal parts of the plant, causing yellowing and drying of leaves? A. Cercospora spot, Cercospora leaf spot. B. Fusarium, that should be Fusarium bulb rot. Yung E ay dapat U. So U dapat yan. Fusarium bulb rot. C. Thrip or letter D. Mite. Again, fungi. The correct answer is letter A, which is Cercospora leaf spot. Okay, both A and letter B are caused by a fungi. Fusarium is caused by a fungi and as well as a Cercospora leaf spot. So, ang magiging deciding factor na lang dito is anong part ng plant. So, for letter B, it is focused on bulb rot. When we say bulb rot, ito ay karaniwan sigurong nangyayari. Ito ay karaniwan nangyayari sa onions. Kasi onions, yung mga may bulb. 'Di ba? Ang tawag dito sa ganito ng onions, bulb. Bulb ang tawag doon. 'Di ba, onions? Tapos may dahon sila. Ayan. Ang tawag dito sa ano ng onions na to, it's a bulb. Di ba? May ganyan. Okay. So, this one is called the bulb. Ayan. So, ayan ay sa bulb rot. Yung Cercospora leaf spot, it was stated in the question that it attacks the basal parts of the plant, causing yellowing and drying of leaves. So, that should be, that should give it. The Cercospora leaf spot ito. Okay? Number 41. What is considered as the most destructive group of insect pests found in Asia that causes low rice yields? So A, rice blast, B, rice cankers, C, rice stem borers, or letter D, rice blight. So if you will look at the different choices, I hope that during our plant pathology, during our crop protection session, session 2, and I think I've also discussed this in session 6. Ayan, so if you have watched those videos, anong tawag dito? I discussed there the different plant diseases that are common in plants and crops. So, I know and I hope na alam nyo na yung itsura ng blast, ng cankers, and blight, yung kung ano yung stem borers, ganyan. Kasi the question here is asking for an insect pest. And did you know that among these different choices that we have here in this screen right now, there is only one insect pest there. So if you know that, alam mo na letter C agad ang sagot. So the answer is letter C, which is rice stem borers. Kasi insect pest ang hinahanap. Rice blast is caused by a bacteria. Cankers, ito yung parang nagkakaroon ng wounding. Yung wound, parang may sugat yung yung stem. Ayun siya. And blight is also considered it's also caused by a bacteria. Ang blast pala can be caused by a fungi. Bacterial blight, ang blast ay sa fungi. Am I right? Rice blast. Okay, yes, rice blast is caused by a fungi. Okay, so that is one thing na kailangan familiar tayo. Kaya nung sa crop protection pa lang, nung session 2, I already given kung ano yung mga itsura ng mga yon. Those are the most common issues in crop protection. Ayan. And I've looked at a series of let reviewers, ganyan. Ay, let exam mismo. And yun, maraming mga ganong plant diseases and everything. Okay, next. Number 42, what classification of disease affecting cattle and carabaos is comprised of anthrax, blackleg, brucellosis, hemorrhagic septicemia, mastitis, and tuberculosis? Viruses, bacteria, parasites, abnormalities. So here, you do not need to know the causative agent of all those items, right? You only need to know one. So kapag may alam ka na isa dyan, that is a given na. Okay. Kapag anthrax, bacteria yung may cause nun. So, ang answer na sa lahat ay bacteria. Ayun. Ganun siya. Okay? Number 43. So, to control the attack of rusts in plants, you have to A, spray with soap and alcohol daily and pesticides weekly. B, spray with alcohol and salt every other day. C, destroy the fungi by applying salt water daily. Or letter D, provide good air circulation and spray with fungicide at weekly intervals. So here, you can just look at the agents na ginagamit. Okay, so first, we can highlight. So, ang answer ay letter D. We can highlight. Ito, ang ginamit niya, soap, alcohol, pesticides. Alcohol, salt water, air circulation, and fungicide. Again, you need to know kung ano nga ba yung nagkukos ng rust. And rust is oftenly caused by fungi. So kapag alam mo na yung fungi, alam mo na rin na ito yung answer kasi fungicide yung nandito. Diba? Salt water and alcohol are often used for insect pests. Diba? Kasi ang fungi is microscopic. So you can see them, the organism itself can be seen na maliit. So ang salt water and alcohol, those are for external, 'di ba? Ayun. So the best way to know the answer for this one is to first know kung ano nga ba yung nagkakos sa rust. Because that could give you a clue kung paano siya i-control. Okay, number 44. What is the first step in applying organic fertilizer in the pond? A. Wash the pond with soap and liquid. B. Broadcast the organic fertilizer all over the pond. C. Gradually increase the depth of the water. Or letter D. Drain the pond and let it dry for 5 days. Again, what is the first step in applying organic? So among the choices, alin dyan yung pinaka-best na answer? Alin ang unang ginagawa? Letter B, which is to broadcast the organic fertilizer all over the pond. Okay. Ang question is applying. First step in applying organic fertilizer. Okay. Number 45, before we take a 5-minute break. Yan, sakto, 8:25. We plant potatoes with blank to discourage bean beetles. Ayan. So, alin ang pinaplant? A, cucumber, B, peas, C, mung beans, or letter D, radishes. So, here you need to know the symbiotic relationship between these plants and the yung beetles. Ayan. So, the answer for this one is letter C, which is mung beans. Una, beans. Sorry. We have a clue, mung bean beetles. So, dun pa lang makikita mo na yung answer. But, ang parang principle behind this is that ang potatoes ay karaniwang ini-infest ng ng mga beetles. Ganyan. So, kapag magtatanim ka ng mung beans, hindi sila pupunta sa potatoes. Ganun. So, that is the principle behind this. All right. So, before we move on to item number 46, ayan, so let's have a 5-minute break in order for us to digest the things that we are learning for tonight. Okay. So, okay, let us continue with item number 46. So here, which is not a biological method of controlling insects, which is not a biological method of controlling insects. A, use of predators. B, use of plant attractants. C, use of trap plants. Or letter D, use of malathion. So, una-una, sabi dito ang biological method. So, ang isa sa mga pwede niyong gawin dito ay tignan niyo kung alin sa mga choices ang may involve na living thing. Then, pwede niyo i-eliminate yung mga yon. Tapos kung ano yung matitira, yun na yung answer. So, here, predators is a living thing. So, hindi, this is already a biological. Yung tinatanong ay not. Plant attractants, this is also a biological. Plants, this is a biological. So if you do not know yung term na malathion, uh, you still, you were still able to answer yung question kasi nag-eliminate kayo. So, ang malathion is an insecticide. So it is a chemical way or chemical method to control insects. Ayan. So, yung sa use of predators, there are some farms na gumagamit sila ng predators, yung mga kumakain sa specific insects na nagpepeste sa mga halaman nila. So that's use of predators. Yung letter B, use of plant attractants. Merong mga ibang halaman na ang tawag dyan is are botanical pesticides or botanical insecticides na imbes na pumunta sila sa plants, ang pinupuntahan nila is yung attractants. And yung trap plants, ayan, same through. Pero yung sa kanya naman is imbes na mag-attract lang siya, nagtatrap siya. Ayun. So yung sa trap plants, those could be barriers ng mga plants. Ganon. So yung malathion, it's an insecticide. So it is a chemical way to, it's a chemical way to control yung mga insects natin. Okay? Yan, malathion. Number 47, what kind of bacteria thrives where there is absence of oxygen? Where there is absence of oxygen. A, multiple. B, aerobic. C, hydro. Or letter D, anaerobic. So the answer for this one is letter D, which is anaerobic. So when we say anaerobic, which means no, none. Ayan. And aerobic is a associated term with oxygen. So kapag aerobic, merong oxygen. Kapag anaerobic, walang oxygen. Okay, number 48. So what is an example of host pest resistance management that prevents corn infestation of insects? So A, use of chemical control substances, prices to planting. B, planting genetically modified corn, which is the BT varieties. C, spraying strong insecticides from vegetative to reproductive stage. Or letter D, the release of 100 trichocards or the trichogramma egg parasites. So the question is asking for the host pest resistance management. Okay, so the answer for this one is letter B, which is the genetically modified corn or yung BT corn na tinatawag natin. So una, sa chemical control substances, that means gagamit ng insecticides. Same through with letter C, which is spraying strong insecticides from vegetative to reproductive stage. So that means those are chemical control management. Yung release of 100 trichocards, trichogramma egg parasites, it now pertains to biological control. Ayan. So, yung planting genetically modified corn or BT corn variety, so that is the host pest resistance. Kapag sinabing host pest resistance, ito yung hindi natatablahan ng isang insekto o kaya ng isang disease ang ang tanim mo, ang organism na specific. in your context. And in this case, yung BT corn. So kapag nagtanim ka ng BT corn, resistant na siya sa insects kasi it is already genetically modified. So, ang proseso nun is that ginagawa na merong pinapalitan na merong ini-insert na isang trait kung saan kapag yung toxin na yon or yung, anong tawag dito, yung ah BT toxin ang tawag doon, which is from a bacteria which is Bacillus thuringiensis. Kaya BT. Sige, I will spell that. Bacillus thuringiensis. Yeah. So kapag yung toxin from this specific bacteria is transferred doon sa ating corn, kapag kinain yon ng isang uh, corn borer, ito kasi yung number one na kaaway ng corn. Corn borer. Kapag kinain nyo ng corn borer, mamamatay yung corn borer. So, some of the controversies that are being faced by the BT corn is the safe ba yan sa mga tao, ganyan. So, ang BT toxin only works in it only works in a basic na stomach. Hindi acidic. Not acidic. And ang corn borer ay meron siyang basic na stomach. Ang mga tao ay merong acidic na stomach. So, kapag pumunta yan sa digestive system ng tao, using the acid na meron sa ating stomach, ma-disintegrate lang siya or mawawala lang siya. Hindi siya mag-cause ng harmful effect. So that's one of the reasons why yung BT corn natin is scientifically na safe naman for human consumption. Okay, next. 49. Non-parasitic plant diseases are due to A, unfavorable soil-water relations, B, lack or excessive of minerals, C, environmental factors, or letter D, presence of nematodes. So again, you need to identify if it is a general question or a specific question. So the question is a general question wanting a general answer. So the general answer for this one is environmental factors. So sabi kasi non-parasitic plant diseases. So it is generally. Hindi naman sinabi na kunwari yellowing in leaves is caused by, 'di ba? Kapag ganon, you can go to the specific question, to the specific answers. Pero in this case, it is generalized to non-parasitic plant diseases. Thus, we go to the general answer, which is environmental factors. Okay? So 50. What is the insect vector rice disease called tungro? So, alin ang vector? Kapag sinabi nating vector, ito yung nagtatransfer ng isang virus. Ayan. So, siya yung parang material para matransfer yung virus. So, that could be an organism as well. So, dito, ang hinahanap is yung insect vector. So, this specific insect transfers rice tungro in rice tungro is a virus. Rice tungro virus from one plant to another. So, among these choices, iisa lang dyan yung insect, which is Nepotetix virescens. Xanthomonas spp is a bacteria. Rhizoctonia solani is a fungi, as well as Picolaria oryzae. Yeah. So, Nepotetix virescens, also called in the common name green leafhopper. Yeah. That is the insect vector of rice tungro. Okay. Number ano pala? 51. What happens as a result of lack of food resources in the flock? Okay, in the flock, when we say flock, yan ay ginagamit sa avian or sa poultry industry. Okay, so A, avian encephalomyelitis, B, cannibalism, C, mycoplasma, or letter D, gallisepticum. In our animal science session, I think I've already defined these different terms. So the answer for this one ay letter B, which is cannibalism. So nangyayari yan sa flocks or kapag maraming organisms, nangyayari yan dahil kulang sila ng food. Kulang sila ng food kaya tawag dito, gutom sila, stress sila. So tinutukan na lang nila yung ah, chickens na nandun din sa mismong flock nila. Yeah. So that is coined or that is termed cannibalism. Okay. Number 52. What kind of organism injures or damages plants? So A, virus, B, disease, C, pests, or letter D, bacteria. What kind of organism injures or damages plants? So, organism, you need to look at that. Organism is again a general term. Thus, the best answer for this is letter C, which is pest. Kasi ito ang generally nag-i-injure tsaka nagda-damage. Virus can also injure or damage plants. Diseases can also injure or damage plants, or even bacteria. But if you're looking for the general term, the organism that injures or damages plants, the best answer for this one is letter C, which is pest. Okay, number 53. Which occurs as a result of bacteria in tomato? A, wilt, B, botrytis, C, leaf spot, or letter D, mold. So for this one, we have what we call bacterial wilt. Bacterial wilt in tomato. If you're familiar with this, and you can easily answer that it's letter A, which is wilt. Leaf spot and mold are caused by fungi, as well as yung botrytis natin. Ang botrytis then is caused by a fungi. So botrytis is commonly observed in strawberries. Leaf spot is also caused by a fungi, but it is more common in vegetables. Merong okra leaf spot. Even in coffee. Sa coffee rin, merong Cercospora leaf spot. Cercospora leaf spot. Tapos ang scientific name ng fungi na yan is Cercospora ophicola. Yan. Sa vegetables naman, pwede rin mag-infest ang Cercospora na leaf spot and nag-iiba lang itong species niya. Cercospora abelmoski, meron yatang ganon. Kapag abelmoski, siya ay sa okra. Cercospora fragariae. Cercospora fragariae is for the fragaria, which is strawberry. Pwede rin yun. Okay, yung mold naman is a general term that is, of course, molds are also a form of fungi. Ang molds, ayan yung nakikita natin sa yung amag, kumbaga. Ayan, molds. Okay? And I hope that this is clear. Again, wilt is caused by a bacteria. We have a bacterial wilt in tomato. Meron din yung mga systemic na wilt. Kapag sinabing systemic na wilt, hindi lang siya sa isang part or hindi lang siya sa leaves, kumbaga, kung hindi sa buong halaman, nangyari rin yun. And it is also caused by bacteria. Ayan, botrytis is a fungi, leaf spot is a fungi, and mold is also a fungi. Number 53. Ayan na pala yun. Number 54. Which plant diseases affect the healthy conditions of plants and characterized as infectious organisms too small to be seen by the naked eye and easily transmitted by sucking insects? So, sabi too small to be seen by the naked eye, easily transmitted by sucking insects. So, merong transmission na nangyayari. Thus, the answer for this one is letter B, which is virus. Remember kanina, I said that rice, insect vector, insect vector ng rice tungro ay green leaf hopper. Ayan. So, ang mga viruses, kailangan nila ng vector para mapasa from one organism to another. Kumbaga, kailangan na magta-transmit. If we will put this into our context as humans, for example, may ikaw healthy ka, tapos may isa kang kaibigan na may nakasalamuha siyang may COVID, tapos yung kaibigan nyo, naipasa niya sa'yo, so yung nagpasa sa'yo, that is considered as yung nag-transmit. Ayan, vector. Yeah. Another clue that we have here is that it is too small to be seen. Too small to be seen. Okay? Number 55. Okay, which of the symptom of the fruit crop called ring spot? Which of the following is a symptom of the fruit crop disease called ring spot? Fruit crop disease called ring spot. So A, appearance of nearly circular yellow spots that turn into brown, corky spots with yellow halo on the leaves. Appearance of white spots on older leaves, stunting leaf distortion and pale green. Leaves are wrinkled, chlorotic, and stunted on stem. Water-soaked spots appear on fruits, and dark green spots appear. Or letter D, presence of small and big spots on green and yellow leaves. So the answer for this one is letter A, which is appearance of nearly circular yellow spots that turn into brown, quirky spots with yellow halo on the leaves. Ano mga context clues na meron dyan? First, kaya ito yung answer, halo. Ang halo ay pa-circular, di ba? And also, nearly circular. So those are ring spot. Ring spot. So may spot, tas may nakapalibot sa kanya. So ayun ang ring spot. Mukha siyang, parang ganito yung itsura niya. Wait lang, ayan, kunwari ganyan. Ay, kunwari yan na lang. Tapos, meron siyang spot, may halo. So uh, you can also see yung ring spot sa papaya. Ayan, sa fruit mismo ng papaya meron din. So those are some of the diseases na kailangan maging familiar sa atin. Number 56. What is the common flavor enhancer used by fish processors? So A, inosate. B, disodium guanylate. C, monosodium glutamate, or letter D, monoammonium. So again, this is something that is a basic, I think, for fishery uh, concept. So you need to know that it is monosodium glutamate. Okay. Number 57. Which of the following is the main cause of a project failure? A, poor record keeping. B, poor planning. C, low cost of development. Or letter D, economic considerations. Following the main cause of a project failure, the answer for this one is letter B, which is poor planning. So, ano yan? If you fail to plan, you are planning to fail. Ayan. So, that is something that is a real uh, gem in the area of marketing strategies and everything. So, one of the first things na laging nire-require when people are applying for grants or even uh, kung pag-investan ba yung study nila, ganyan, is to have a project proposal. Because in that proposal, you are laying off the plans that you have for your specific project. So uh, when you fail na mag-plan sa simula pa lang, that could be a one of the reasons why a specific enterprise or a specific project is failing. So that is one of the reasons. Hindi lang to sa mga ganong anong tawag dito, hindi lang to sa mga ganong context. Ayan. So even in kapag nandun ka na sa malapit na mag-fail, you must have your contingency plan. Kapag sinabing contingency plan, ano yung gagawin mo kapag na-experience mo na yung mga problems that you have already uh, you have already anticipated. Ayun. So, ano yung gagawin mo? You must have a contingency plan. Okay? Yeah. Tapusin natin hanggang number 60, then let's have a short break again. So number 58, a rice farmer determines the gross income by computing blank. Ayan. So A, production cost minus net income. B, net income times marketing cost. C, marketing cost plus production cost. Or letter D, the number of cavans uh, sold times price in peso. So in determining gross income, it is just the number of kavan sold times the price in peso. So in gross income, kung ano lang yung kinita mo, ayun siya, in layman's term. So kung ilan yung naibenta mong sako ng bigas, tas kung ano yung price nun, that's your gross income. So wala ka pang i-deduct na mga something. Ayun yun. Okay? Number 59, what management function is performed when an aspiring corn farmer consults on experienced farmers on cost and manpower needed and at the same time formulates strategies for success? So A, is it organizing, directing, leading, or planning? So the answer for this one is letter D, which is planning. So again, makikita natin yan sa context clues, consults on experience, and formulates strategies. Ayan, di ba? So, unang clue is aspiring corn farmer. So, it means, nagre-research pa lang siya kung anong meron sa, kung anong meron sa uh, field na ito. Kung possible ba itong corn farm, ganyan. So, he is consulting on cost, manpower needed. Tapos nag-formulate din siya ng strategy. So thus, it is planning. So sa organizing, directing, and leading, all of those things already have a subordinate. So kapag nag-organize ka, meron ka na ino-organize, meron ka na siguro mga tao, directing, same through, leading din as well. So planning, it's about all of the background. So pinakauna yan. And it is also very important na mag-plan as what we have learned sa ating past na item. So again, another technical term that we have, which method of freezing, is uses best known freezer that is called the lazy tongs. Okay, so A, plate freezing. B, air blast freezing. C, sharp freezing. Or letter D, quick freezing. So the correct answer for this one is letter C, which is sharp freezing. So again, this is a technical term that you need to know. Okay, so before we move to our next item, and we are now 15. Tama ba? Yes, 15 items away from finishing this session. So before we finish our session, let us have a 5-minute short break for you to digest yung mga na-discuss na items. Okay? Okay, so let us continue with our discussion for our session 8. And let's go with number 61. In marketing fruits, what method is used by farmers to sell to vendors, fruit stand owners, and grocers or groceries? Ayan. So, A, brokering, B, selling in bulk, C, retailing, or letter D, cooperative agencies. So, the answer for this one is selling in bulk. Ayan. So, that is one of the strategies na meron sa for marketing fruits. So of course, hindi naman pwedeng kapag farmer ka, magsisell ka lang ng iilan. So dapat maramihan kasi nga ang nakaspecify rin dito in this question ay fruit stand owners, vendors, and grocers. So this could be ang tawag dito, ang role ng farmers ay maging suppliers for these different places. Yeah. So thus they need to sell in bulk. Okay, number 62. To prevent physical damage, packing of fruits and vegetables when possible should be done in the right blank. So A, storage section, B, market, C, factory, or letter D, field. So again, we are looking at preventing physical damage during packing of fruits and vegetables. So that is connected to the storage section. So a lot of post-harvest strategies, most especially in packaging, are being employed na siguro kapag una, feeling natin design lang yung mga yon pero hindi. Una yung sa apple, di ba yung mga apple natin, karaniwan merong mga balot yan na parang net. The goal of that is ang goal ng net na yun ay protektahan yung skin ng apple towards damage. Another is kung pansin nyo, yung mga sa mall, merong mga specialized na mga lalagyan for lemon or yung mga chico. Like yung parang tray ng itlog, ganon. So, merong mga prutas na meron din ganon to also prevent damage. So, yung damage na pwede mangyari, mechanical damage, kapag sinabi mechanical or physical uh, damage, dun yan sa, anong tawag dito, sa contact with each other or even wounding kapag tinatransport. So, those are things that we need to avoid. Another, siguro sa packaging ng mangga, kapag galing ng farm, di ba, as in talagang nakatighten talaga yung mga baskets kapag nagta-transport sila ng mangga. That is to also prevent damages. Ayan. So, those are just some of the post-harvest or sa packaging technologies na meron na available na siguro hindi natin alam yon na ganun pala yung purpose ng mga yon. So, ayan. Number 63, okay. Which part of the business plan could convince the reader that the proposed business is worth considering? So, part A, marketing aspect, B, rationale, C, economic aspect, or letter D, summary. So, the answer for this one is yung marketing aspect. Of course, uh, not only the reader, but even the specific person who will read. Yung investor, ganyan. Of course, when you are proposing for a business, one of the first things that investors need to consider is the marketability of your specific product. 'Di ba? So, if magiging profitable ba to in the long run or will it fail in the short run? Yung mga ganun na bagay. So, that is under the marketing aspect. So number 64, if the unit cost of one elf of gravel is 1,400, how much is the cost of 3 elf loads of gravel? So for this one, at first siguro parang hala, merong mathematics ganyan. But you only need to, as obvious as it is, this is just an addition or a multiplication. So 1/4 times 3 or 1/4 plus 1/4 plus 1/4. So, yun na siya. So this one could be on the side of marketing din. Yan. And siguro pwede nila to lagyan ng okay. So ilan yung gastos mo sa ganitong aspeto sa farm mo? Parang ganun. Okay? Okay, 4-2 ang answer. Number 65. You want to buy salted and dried fish in a known Cebu dried fish market. How do you detect defective salted and dried fish? So A, reddening of the fish. B, presence of chocolate brown spots on the surface of the product. C, 3, fish eyes become white. Or letter D, appearance of black, blue, and green molds on the surface of the dried fish. So A, 1, 2, and 4. B, 3 and 4. C, 1, 2, and 4. Or letter D, 2 and 3. Okay, so dito, you will look at uh, the different colors. Ayan. Una, reddening. Okay. Chocolate brown. Become white, black, blue, and green. So, ang kailangan mo tingnan dito is kung ano yung na-experience mo, ano yung tingin mong kakainin mo kapag nasa harapan mo. Kakain ka ba ng kulay red na fish? Kakain ka ba ng may kulay brown spot na fish? Kakain ka ba ng may black, blue, and green molds on the surface of the dried fish? Of course not. So the answer for this one is letter C, which is 1, 2, and 4. Yung fish eyes becoming white ay normal when it comes to fishes. So, to fishes. Kasi kapag dinadry sila, most probably ganun yung nangyayari sa kanila. And then, so, of course, this is also your experience in sa pamamalengke o kaya sa pagpili ng mga dried fish, ayun din siguro it will also help you in answering these types of questions. Okay, number 65. Ayan na pala yun. Actually, dalawa pala yung 1, 2, and 4. Hindi ko napansin. Pero ayun, 1, 2, and 4 ang answer dyan. 66, what is the process of appraising marketability of products with reference to consumers' needs and wants? Okay, process of appraising marketability of product with reference to consumers' needs and wants. The answer is letter D, which is market analysis. Of course, if you're doing, if you're having a market research, you need to analyze kung sino yung mga nasa market mo. Sino yung mga nasa sakop mo sa isang business. For instance, if you are planning to do a gaming business, kunwari ganon, of course, titingnan mo, sino ang mga pwede kong customers, sino ang mga pwede kong suppliers, meron bang bibili ng supply ko? Ito, in the agriculture sector, sa lettuce. Sige. Okay. Kapag mag-start ka ng lettuce, una, you need to analyze your market. Meron ka bang pwedeng gawing partner na isang samgyupsalan? Yung mga ganon. So, that is a practical way para makita mo kung worth considering ba yung isang enterprise or yung isang business. So, yun. Isa yun sa mga kailangan i-consider natin kung ano yung or kung sino yung mga bibili ng mga products natin. So you are doing that during market analysis. Okay, number 67. To maintain high quality of fruits and vegetables, deterioration and water loss are minimized by harvesting at. So kailan dapat mag-harvest? A, mid-morning when heat of the sun is modest. B, the early evening when time is coolest. C, high noon when sunlight is brightest. Or letter D, the coolest time of the day, usually early morning. So the answer for this one is letter D, which is the coolest time of the day, usually early morning. So bakit kailangan sa coolest time of the day? When it is coolest, mababa rin ang respiration. Kasi pag mas mataas ang heat, ang init, mas mabilis din ang respiration. Eh, ang respiration, it consumes a lot of energy. So kapag nag-harvest ka, tas sobrang init, yung mga halaman mo, nagko-consume na sila ng energy. Tapos kapag tinanggal mo sila, kinat mo sila, magko-consume ulit sila ng energy na kailangan ko, hala, meron akong sugat doon, tinanggal ako from my ano tawag ito? From my plant. Of course, magkukonsume ulit sila ng energy. So, ang mangyari doon, ang possibility ay magkaroon ng deterioration at saka water loss. Ayan. So, kaya dapat sa coolest time of the day, which is usually early morning. So, early morning talaga ang suggested in most of the ano. Meron din mga ibang halaman na pwede naman sa afternoon. Mga ano tawag dito, yung malapit na maggabi, yung mga ganun. Okay? Next. To prevent contamination of fruits and vegetables and vegetable harvest, it is best to blank them. Contamination, when we are talking about contamination, of course, you are washing and drying them. So washing and drying. Okay. So that's the obvious answer for this one. Okay. Next. Number 69, how is retail pricing for marketing of processed fishery products exercised? So again, retail pricing, A, by selecting the appropriate media for reference in marketing. B, putting flat markup on all items or a markup as individual goods. C, by preparing advertisements and promotion strategies. Or letter D, by conducting market research in the area. So again, retail pricing ang tinatanong. So if we're going to answer that, we can analyze kung ano yung laman ng bawat choice. Ang answer dito is letter B because it is uh, the closest sa term na retail pricing. In letter B, we can observe na meron doon nakalagay flat markup on all items. So kapag naglalagay ka ng markup or in Tagalog, tubo, ayun, tubo, ah ayun yung pinaka-connected sa retail pricing. Yung letter A is more connected in the marketing aspect or in sa advertisement. Same through with letter C. And yung letter D naman is more on the planning side. Yung kanina, sinasabi natin market research or market analysis para ito ay more on sa planning na to, ito ay more on sa advertising, ito rin ay more on advertising, and ito rin sa pricing. Okay? So ito ay advertising. Advertising. Ito ay sa pricing. And this is more on the planning stage of the marketing. Okay? Number 70. Growth stage of rice, which starts from the panicle initiation to flowering stage of the plant that usually takes 35 days. Isa siguro sa mga makakapag ano sa inyo, makakapag overwhelm sa inyo is yung 35 days. So, okay, hindi ko alam kung ano yung 35 days dito. But, you need to take note of the different terms. Una-una, flowering stage. And of course, panicle initiation. So, these are terms related to the reproductive stage. Flower pa lang, kapag may flowering, reproductive stage na yun. Kasi ang mga reproductive organs ng mga plants ay nasa flowers. So, that's, ayun siya. Okay, number 71. It refers to abiotic pollination where pollination occurs by winds. Okay, so anemophily, hydrophily, pyrophily, or microphily. So for this one, you could use the prefixes. So hydro, perhaps hydro, water. Pyro, fire. So pwedeng ito na lang dalawa. But the answer for this one is letter A, which is anemophily. Okay. Number 72. This plant is a valuable source of nitrogen in the soil. So A, peanut, B, citrus, C, papaya, or letter D, cocoa nut. So again, if we are talking about nitrogen, perhaps we are looking for a leguminous crop. Well, we have tackled this kind of crop since the first session. Ayan, so examples of leguminous crops are beans, ayan, mga mung bean, ganyan. So among these choices, ang pinakamalapit dyan, or ang isa pang klase ng leguminous crops ay letter A, which is peanut. Peanut ay isang ring klase ng leguminous crops. Another uh, example of leguminous crops, ayan, kakawate, ito beans, lahat ng beans. Tapos, sesbania, if you're familiar with sesbania. So those are examples of leguminous crops. Okay? In tropical countries such as the Philippines, these plants are widely grown as second most important crops to cereal because they serve as a good source of carbohydrates. Okay, good source of carbohydrates: A, corn; B, legumes; C, root crops; or letter D, mango. Again, carbohydrates, so that would be root crops. Examples of root crops ay kamoteng kahoy, ah, potato, yung mga yan. So those are examples of root crops, and they are good source of carbohydrates. Mango is a fruit. Ang legumes ay karaniwang beans, peas. Yan. Corn, of course, is a cereal crop. Cereal crop ang corn. Okay. Number 74, growth stage of plants, which starts from seed germination, where young plant embryo absorbs moisture and nutrients from the stored food inside the seed. Again, starts from seed germination. Okay? The answer for this one ay vegetative. So when we say seed germination, ayun ay kapag tumubo na yung, or kapag twice na yung tubo ng radical dun sa seed. That is seed germination. Ayan. So, ito na yung nagsisimula ng lumaki yung halaman. So, kapag sinabi nating senescence, ito ay aging, also known as aging. Reproductive is, of course, of mga flowering na, ganyan. Germination naman is from the seed to nag-initiate na ang plant embryo. Ang radical. Ayan. And of course, yung vegetative natin. Okay? Number 75, last, before we end this session, it admits water to the embryo before active germination. So A, cotyledon; B, radical; C, hilum; or letter D, microphyll. So this is a technical term once again. In our, I think, sa next session, ayan, mas ma-discuss natin yung mga parts na ito. The answer for this one is microphyll. And I believe pala na i-ano to, na i-discuss to sa session 6. May picture yata akong pinakita na. Yeah. So yun, cotyledon, radical, hilum, and microphyll. Yung ang nag-a-admit ng water sa embryo is yung microphyll. Kumbaga ito yung microphyll yung parang maliit na gano'n, no? Bago yung seed. Tapos ito yung hilum, tapos ito yung buto. So ito yung microphyll. So, basta yung maliit, ayun yung microphyll. Okay? Okay, microphyll. Okay, so that's it for this session. I hope that you have learned uh, something from this integrated session. Once again, we still have like 2 sessions for hanggang session 10, pero mag-extra sessions pala tayo. Ayan. So again, see you tomorrow. Mga ganitong oras din siguro, or I will just update sa GC kung makarecord ako ng maaga or kung kaya ng hapon, go. Pero more probably, mga ganitong oras pa rin. Ayan. So again, thank you very much and have a great day if you're watching this through the recording. And thank you.